we're going to correct that resume title, since it did recommend making that title something that you are applying for. In this case, since we selected software engineer previously, I'm going to put in actually software developer, because that's what the code title was. Put 2020 for the year. And then we're going to click next. And again, we'll select for it to be available online for employers to view and agree. In which case, you'll actually go straight to this page. You can select that you'll want to receive job offers and searches for statewide for Texas by specific zip code or by the county. In our case, since we are with Workforce Capital Area, we're going to select county. If you're unsure of what your county is, you can actually look at these maps that are provided for you, and they list each county in each area. In our case, we're going to choose Travis County. Let's scroll down here. And that'll automatically load. There we go. And now you see your desired location is Travis County. Then we'll select next. Search for an occupation by keyword. So in software developers, applications, that's what we want. Search. And that's the one we want. And select next. Desired salary. Any, or would you want a certain salary? I'm going to go with any, just to keep everything open. You can actually do a cost of living comparison as well. If you're unsure of how your salary will compare to where you will be wanting to live. And there's also view labor market wage rates. So you can actually make sure that you're competitive in the wages that you're choosing for that position. So you just select where you live and where you want to live, and it'll tell you what the annual salary is. So let's say I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and now I want to go to, let's see, Austin, Texas. Where is Austin? Right there. Current annual salary, software developer, let's say entry level 65. Calculate. Entry level should be making 71 in Austin. In this case, Memphis data is not in here, but you at least receive all of the information about cost of living in Austin, Texas, and the comparable salaries for that position in other parts of Texas. So this is just a great tool to make sure that you have a salary that you deserve based on your experience and what you are looking for. So we're going to return to our previous page. I'm going to stick with any for now. Actually, let's do 70 since that was around where the entry level was. And click next. We're just going to stick with the general profile one for now, but you can change the title of the desired job for the profile in case there's multiple that you want to have. Employment type, regular, full-time. We're going to go with day shift, 5 days a week. Are you willing to travel? Sure. There's a percentage of time you're willing to travel. Let's say 25. Are you willing to relocate? Let's say yes. You don't have to make these choices. These are just for examples. Going to telecommute. And any additional information about the type of job you want, you can add into here. This is great information for anyone looking at your profile and trying to match you with jobs. And there you are. There's a desired job type, and it has all the information right there. You can enter in your driver's license information as well. If you do click yes, you enter in your driver's license information here. State issued, type. If you have a regular driver's license, you will do a Class C. In this case, just to save time, we're going to say no. If you have a security clearance, you can add that as well. Languages and proficiency, typing speed. If you're unsure what your typing speed are, there are resources online in order to take tests and be able to determine what your typing speed is as well. So you can actually decide how you want the layout of the template, whether it's chronological, functional, federal resume. Let's go with chronological. And you'll fill in this information for your resume. All your preferences, activities, honors, licenses, education, employment history, all the above. And after you've filled those out, click next. Your qualification level, let's say bachelor's, course of study, computer science, issuing institution. Since we're in Texas, let's go with University of Texas. You can enter in this other information, but it is optional. If you're currently attending school, and all of this information as well. And then down in here, you'll include any additional comments about your work at University of Texas. Some people are able to add any projects that they did that were specifically for their degree, and others can just leave it blank. That is up to you. And then we'll click next. So there you'll see that under education and training, there's a bachelor's degree at University of Texas. Next. Any occupational licenses or certificates you'll enter in. If you do not have any occupational licenses or certificates, you can go over to this part here, and even on the previous page, this is available to skip this step. Then you can select OK again to confirm that you want to skip this step. Okay, perfect. Now for employment history, you'll want to add that in. Employer name. We'll just use a made-up company. Actually, let's go ahead and use an Austin company listed here because they will look it up for you. And it'll give you the address, saving you the time to have to look that up as well. And then say software developer. Everything's added in, including your occupation code, type of employment. Let's say this was contract. Full-time. And then you can end with the date that you began working. Let's say in September 1st. And the reason for the separation. Job ended. The last day worked, we'll say February 29th. Here, you'll enter in your job duties. In this case, I am not going to be entering in the information, but you can click enter in occupational description. A separate page will load. It'll allow you to include this general summary or detailed description of what a software developer for applications does. In this case, I'm going to select the summary just to keep things short and sweet. And this can really help get you started. It even allows you to insert action words, clear the text, or remove all formatting. You can change the formatting using these. And add anything. Let's try some action words so you can see that as well. So if you want to include strong verbiage to show that you are good in communication and people skills, creative skills, data and financial, each of those action words are here for you to be able to get you started on writing about what it is that you did in that previous job. All right, we're going to move to the next thing. Would you like to add this to your resume? I'm going to say okay. They're going to be added. This will be added as well to your history. There. And there's your previous job as a software developer at Tech in Austin. We'll click next. You can also include allowing interested employers to view your salary history. And that's up to you to add in. You don't have to. If it makes you feel more comfortable to do so, you're welcome to. Here are some general job skills that are associated with the job title you chose. You can click or unclick ones that you don't feel you did in that position. In this case, you can also modify the skills. And add anything from other jobs that are titled differently but actually include things that you did, such as perhaps you developed budgets for the projects you were working on when you were doing software engineering. So you can add that in and then just say save and continue. And now it's in there as well. And we can click next. And here is all the technology that could be used in that position. You would have to be a superhero to be a developer of all of these. So I'm going to deselect. You can actually deselect all with this button here, or select all with that button. And let's make this developer specialized in, let's go with C#. and C++. And there are programs like Gmail, Google Drive, so you might want to make sure that you do look through these to show that you do know how to use general Google applications and such. As I said, you'd have to be a superhero to know every single one of these languages. Let's get to the bottom here. In current tools, you can select or deselect any of those. If there are any tools or technology that aren't listed, you're able to search by keyword or by occupation as well to add those in. At this point, you can add in an ability summary. To get some sample text, you can click here. And this is kind of a way to show some of your soft skills and describe that you're ready to work with others. Let's see if it'll add any more. That's the one that we'll start with. Okay. And again, if you need action words, it's there to help you. Let's say you're a highly motivated team player, you're creative, and let's say a creative and fast problem solver. Typically you'll have a bit more written in here, but in this case, we're just going to keep it simple and then click next. As always, you can skip it as well. Any desired goals or objectives you have for your job or for your future, you can include as well. In this case, we're going to add in some sample text and then click next. Any honors or activities. Something that you can also include with these are any sports activities, projects, or fraternities and memberships that you were a part of. In this case, this person hasn't really done any of those things, so we're going to skip this step and say, okay, yes, we do want to skip it. Any additional information you may want to add? Let's try some sample text there. So including in here that you're willing to relocate, and we're going to start right after college graduation in early June. And click next. So here we go. Your name, address, mailing address. Make sure all this information is correct. And for each item that you want to appear on your resume, make sure you select what you'd like on there. I personally don't want someone knowing my residential address, so I'll unclick that. There's no alternate phone or fax. And then allow them to email me through the system, I think is an important thing to have. And it does say make sure that you're aware that you could get text messages from employers, and text messaging rates will apply. And select next. Any references you want to add, you can select add new reference, and then display references available on request for the resume if you'd like, or references can be just automatically displayed. In this case, we're going to add one reference, and we're going to say John Smith. You'll enter in the company information. So from tech, and we'll say they were the director. And then you'll have to enter in their contact information, their email, what kind of reference they are, whether it's business, personal, or supervisor, and how long you've known them. And then click Save. Now they're in here. And I'm going to select Display them as available upon request. And finish. And there you go. You officially have your profile and your resume created, your employment history, ability summary, objective, education history, and references available upon request. You're able to edit all this information should anything change or you want to adjust it. Make sure that you scroll down to the bottom when you're done fixing it and save the resume. And there you go. From that point, you can go back to the resume builder if you'd like to do multiple resumes for specific job opportunities, or start your job search right now. Don't forget to check out our career services, job seeker services, veteran services, education, and assistance center. We're happy to help with anything you have, and with any questions, feel free to reach out to Workforce Solutions Capital Area